Why do women stop wanting sex after they get married? It's the question nobody wants to ask out loud, and it's the question that's destroying marriages every single day. Today, we're going to talk about the real reasons, not the ones you've been fed by therapists and self-help books. The raw, uncomfortable truth about what's actually happening inside a woman's mind and body when she shuts down to intimacy. Let's get into it. The first reason women lose interest in sex is something most people have never even considered. Every time we have sex, we feel like we're giving away a piece of ourselves that we don't have to give. Let that sink in for a second. We feel like an object, like our husband is taking something from us, like there's this invisible well inside of us, and every time we're intimate, he's drawing from it, and we're already running on empty. And here's the thing, that feeling is real, but it's not because of him. It's not because he's demanding too much or being selfish or only thinking about one thing. It's because of us. It stems from our disconnection from ourselves, from what I call being unhappy. And I don't mean sad. I mean nobody's home. We're not in here. We've abandoned ourselves so completely that there's nothing left to give. Think about it. As women, we pour everything into everyone else. The kids, the house, the job, the extended family, the friend who always needs something. We put ourselves dead last on the priority list, and then we wonder why we feel so drained. There's no consideration of ourselves, no thought of, what do I need to feel whole? What do I need to feel full so I actually have something to offer my husband, my kids, my marriage? We don't ask those questions. And here's the twisted irony. We're the queens of putting ourselves last, but we're also incredibly selfish and self-centered. And those two things are directly connected. When you're drained, when you're empty, you start to feel entitled. Entitled to withdraw, entitled to withhold, entitled to say, I have nothing to give, as if that's a valid excuse to shut down an entire department of your marriage. But the emptiness isn't his fault. It's the result of us refusing to take care of ourselves in the first place. The second reason women lose interest in sex? Self-punishment. This one goes deep. See, most women, if we're being brutally honest, don't feel good about ourselves. We're insecure. We pick ourselves apart constantly. We compare ourselves to other women, their bodies, their lives, their Instagram feeds, their marriages that look perfect from the outside. We tear down how we look physically. We beat ourselves up for not being enough, not thin enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough, not put together enough. And we can put on a facade. Oh, we're great at that. Smiling, pretending everything's fine, acting like we've got it all figured out. But if we shine a flashlight into the dark corners of our minds, we'll see the truth. We don't like ourselves. Some of us, we loathe ourselves. And when you feel that way about yourself, you withhold anything that might make you feel good. Sex is designed to be pleasurable. That's why God made us the way He did, with the bodies and the nerve endings and the capacity for enjoyment. We're built to experience pleasure. But when you hate yourself, you don't believe you deserve it. So you deprive yourself. You shut down. You punish yourself by refusing to experience something good. And in the process, you punish your husband too. It's not about him. It never was. It's about the war you're waging against yourself. The third reason is one most women will never admit to: control. As we get older, as we settle into marriage, something happens to us. We become more rigid, more afraid, more desperate to control everything around us because life feels so chaotic and uncertain. We start grasping, clenching, white-knuckling our way through every day, trying to manage every variable, every outcome, every potential disaster. And sex? Sex threatens that sense of control. Because to actually enjoy sex, to be present, to let go, to experience pleasure, you have to loosen up. You have to surrender. You have to stop being the manager of everything for 5 minutes and just be. And that terrifies us. So we lose the spontaneity, the exploration, the playfulness we had when we were younger. We trade it all for rigidity and rules, and not tonight, I have too much on my mind. But here's what we don't want to admit. It's not that we can't let go, it's that we won't. Because staying in control feels safer than being vulnerable with the one person we're supposed to be completely vulnerable with. And as long as we deny this, we can't heal it. We can only heal what we're willing to expose, what we're willing to look at, what we're willing to admit is actually happening inside of us. The fourth reason women stop wanting sex: we never learned to enjoy it for ourselves in the first place. This one is going to sting. Most of us had sex for all the wrong reasons from the very beginning. We used it as a weapon, a manipulation, a tool to get something: attention, validation, a relationship, a man who would finally make us feel wanted. We had sex for him. We did what we thought we needed to do to keep him interested. We put on a show, performing what we saw in movies, what we thought men expected, what we thought would make us desirable. And in all of that performing, we never once stopped to ask, what do I actually like? We don't know our own bodies. We're scared to explore. We've made sex this big, overwhelming, complicated thing instead of what it actually is, a physical experience we're designed to enjoy. Men understand this. For them, sex is simple. It's physical. It's pleasurable. It's something the body was made to do and enjoy. But we've made it emotional. We've made it about love and relationships and deeper meaning. We've convinced ourselves that sex equals commitment, that it equals being valued, that it has to mean something profound every single time. And then we buy into all the myths society feeds us, that we're like ovens that need to be preheated, that we need extensive foreplay, that we have to reach orgasm every time or it doesn't count, that our husbands need to do all this work to get us in the mood. Honestly, a lot of that is nonsense. When you actually know yourself, when you've done the work to understand what you like and what you don't, it becomes so much simpler. The complicated production we think we need, most of us don't actually need it. We just think we do because that's what we've been told, but we've never bothered to find out for ourselves. And good men, all they want is for you to be yourself, to know what you enjoy, to be present and authentic instead of performing some version of sexuality you think you're supposed to embody. And now we get to the big one, the fifth reason, and this is the core issue, why women lose interest in sex after marriage. We have weakened our husbands to the point of no longer being attracted to them. Let me say that again. We have weakened our husbands to the point where we are no longer attracted to them. This isn't something that happened to us. This is something we did. Here's how it works. We emasculate our husbands, slowly, systematically, often without even realizing it. We shame them. We make them wrong, constantly. We nitpick everything they do. We criticize how they load the dishwasher, how they fold the laundry, how they discipline the kids, how they drive, how they breathe. We send them the message over and over and over that they are not good enough, that nothing they do is right, that they need to change, to improve, to be different than who they are. We treat them like children. We talk down to them. We roll our eyes. We sigh when they speak. We dismiss their ideas and override their decisions. And then we wonder why we don't want to sleep with them anymore. Of course we're not attracted to them. We've stripped them of their masculinity. We've turned strong men into shells. We've beaten them down until there's nothing left to desire. And here's the word that comes up more than any other when I talk to women who've done this to their husbands: repulsed. They say they feel repulsed by their husbands. They find them repulsive, and they think it's his fault. They think there's something wrong with him. They don't see that they created this. They emasculated him into someone they could never be attracted to, and then blamed him for her lack of desire. It's devastating, and it's entirely self-inflicted. But here's the part that goes even deeper. The emasculation, the way we tear down our husbands, stems from how we feel about ourselves. When we treat good men this way, when we shame them and criticize them and make them wrong constantly, it's a reflection. It's a mirror of how much we don't like ourselves. Deep down, we loathe ourselves. We hate who we've become. And because we can't face that, we project it onto the person closest to us. We're repulsed by ourselves, and we take it out on him. We don't have the context to see this. We're not taught to look inward and take responsibility. Instead, we're told it's our upbringing, our childhood, our trauma, our parents' fault. But the truth? We don't feel good about ourselves because of the choices we make, because of how we show up, because we know deep down that we're not being good women, not being good partners, not being good people. And instead of fixing that, we destroy our marriages.
So where does this leave us? Look, I'm not sharing this to shame anyone. I'm sharing it because I've lived it. I've been the woman who is disconnected from herself, punishing herself, controlling everything, performing instead of being present, and slowly destroying my husband's sense of masculinity. I know this path, and I know there's a way out. It starts with being honest, brutally, painfully honest about what's really happening inside of us. It starts with reconnecting to ourselves, not in the bubble bath and wine way that magazines talk about, but in the real way. The way that requires us to look at the ugly parts and take responsibility for them. It starts with stopping the emasculation, recognizing when we're criticizing, dismissing, controlling, and choosing differently. And it starts with understanding that sex isn't something we give away. It's not something he takes from us. It's something we get to enjoy when we do the work to become the kind of woman who's capable of enjoying it. The marriage you want is possible, but it requires you to change, not him, you. Thank you for being here today. I know this was a hard one, but these are the conversations that actually move the needle. And I'll see you in the next one.